Okay, bottom of page 14 in the Unit 8 note packet, we are factoring. So when we're factoring and we have an a value that is not equal to 1, just like here, this 2, means that we need to use the diamond and the box. So in order to get the top number here, we're doing a times c. So for us, that's 2 times negative 24. So we end up with negative 48 up here. And then for the bottom, it's just our b value, exactly the way it's written. So we have a positive 13. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out all the factors. And reminder, if you have a negative, you first just find the factors and then we'll decide which one is positive, which is negative after the fact. So we end up with 48 is equal to 1 times 48, 2 times 24, 3 times 16, 4 times 12, and also 6 times 8. Now, when I look through this list, one way that I can actually make 13, since this is negative, I can subtract and I can use the values 3 and 16. I know that 16 minus 3 is 13. So what that means is I'm going to have a negative 3 here and a positive 16 here. Now, we talked about this. This is actually negative 48x squared, and this is actually 13x. So what that means for us is this is actually a 16x and a negative 3x. So now let's plug everything into our boxes. Here is the ax squared, so 2x squared. Here is just our constant or our c value. And then the two values that we found in the diamond pattern, negative 3x and positive 16x. So we're going to look at our columns. Here I can see that 2x squared and 16x both have a 2x that I can pull out. On this one, both of them I can pull out a negative 3 from. So now I'm going to say, what times 2x gives me 2x squared? Well, I just need a single x there. And then I say, what times 2x gives me 16x? Well, that would be 8. And it's a positive. So my answer should be the quantity of 2x minus 3 times the quantity of x plus 8. Let's try one more. We're going to go a little bit quicker through this next one. So if we look here, 2 times 3 is 6, and then my b value is negative 5. I know the factors of 6 are 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. If I make both the 2 and the 3 negative, I will get negative 5 because negative 2 plus a negative 3 equals negative 5. So I have negative 2, negative 3. Big reminder, there are actually x's here. So we're going to fill in our boxes. We have 2x squared. We have a positive 3. And then we have negative 2x and a negative 3x. So looking up in this column, what do we have in common here? All that we have in common is an x, so we just have one x. Looking in this column, what do we have in common here? Well, all we have in this column is 1. Now remember, both of these have to give me a negative, so I'm going to make these both negative. Over here, if I say what times x gives me 2x squared, I'm going to need a 2x here. And then I'm going to say, well, over here, what times x gives me a negative 3x? And I have negative 3. So what we end up doing is filling in our answer as the quantity of x minus 1 times the quantity of 2x minus 3. And you're all set to go.